up, guys? Oscar here with the new video. And before I get started and talk about this terrible Washington football team performance, I would like to welcome you all to my new studio, my new studio setting. It does need improvement. I admit that. I actually moved to a new house this past week. That is why I have actually been MIA. That is why I have not discussed any Washington previews or anything about Real Madrid throughout this week. It's because I was moving to a new location. But and if you can hear the background, just know that this is gonna be my new studio location for the time being. I'll figure something out, trying to adjust the background or trying to see if there's a spare room that I could use to record or do any live streams, just because this, again, it's not the best, but it is what I got for right now. I'd like to welcome you all to my new studio location, my new room, as I like to call it, for my videos. Like I said, I'll try to make improvements as time goes on, but, if you guys have any suggestions, I'll probably do like a room reveal if you guys want. So that way you guys can give me, tips on how, where I could record and all that stuff. It's very small. My room is very small. If you guys looked in the background in my previous videos, my room wasn't, big enough to begin with in the previous house. And this room is a tad bit worse in my opinion. So it's worse in my opinion. But it is what it is. And that's what I'm going to say basically throughout this video. It is what it is. So let's go ahead and let's talk about Washington. Enough about my personal and home life. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Washington went from giving me hope to crushing my hopes. And I think that's what's been going on with Washington this season. They've given hope so many times, only to crush hopes and feelings of Washington fans. So I'll get to the good, the bad, the ugly, but Ron Rivera, play calling, Taylor Heineke, taking deep shots, that's okay. The defense giving up plays when they didn't need to. Man, Dustin Hopkins, I'm not going to even waste my breath on Dustin Hopkins anymore. All I'm going to say is that missed kick really gave Chiefs momentum, is all I'm going to say. So let's go ahead and let's talk about the good, the bad, the ugly in this game. So the good was that it was competitive in the first half. It was competitive, and I thought that it was going to be a blowout, which it ended up being a blowout. But the good news was it wasn't that bad, to be honest. It wasn't really that bad. To begin with, it was competitive. Tyreek Hill was, nicked up. Washington's defense, actually, the front seven got to Patrick Mahomes, forced turnovers. And I was like, okay, cool. If Washington can do this all game long, raise heck on Patrick Mahomes, we should have a solid game. But I was just fooling myself in this game. So that was the good. That the Washington defense in the first half played through the third quarter, the defense was solid. Taylor Heineke was solid. Taylor Heineke was good and bad. I'll save that for later. That was the good of this game. Let's run down some bad. The bad was the play calling. My goodness, Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio, Scott Turner. There were times where I was, wondering what was going on. Scott Turner, the deep passes were questionable. Maybe, to De'Ami Brown were questionable. Terry McLaurin, the deep shot to Terry McLaurin, again, was questionable. Ron Rivera, it's a 2-score game, and you punt it on 4th down. That is something, when you're already down 11 in the 4th quarter with 10 minutes to go, where's that riverboat run attitude? So the play calling again cost us the game. Penalties were actually bad as well. The back-to-back encroachment, or they're not called for, offside penalties on Chase Young and Montez Sweat, respectively, back-to-back was inexcusable when, Washington had them on third downs. And I think they stopped them on one of the third downs, but then again, the penalty kept the drive alive. Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks out there, so you cannot give him extended drives. So that was, another bad, the penalties, the play calling. Let's go into some ugly here. Ugly was the turnover by Antonio Gibson. Now, granted, Washington got a turnover back, but you cannot have that. Like I said, you almost gave Patrick Mahomes a chance to score there. So you gotta, Antonio Gibson, you're good, but you have a fumbling problem. And then the interception by Taylor Heineke at the end was just inexcusable there. So, like I said, it was a very good game until midway through the third quarter. Washington had all the momentum going for them, and then Dustin Hopkins missed that field goal, and I was like, it was a 40. What I don't get is Dustin Hopkins making a 50-yard attempt and making a 43-yard attempt, and he can't make a 42-yard attempt. So I don't get that at all. Why? What is wrong with you is my question. What is wrong with you? You missed crucial kicks now in back-to-back games that could have impacted the game. Because Washington was up 13-10, and then next thing you know, Dustin Hopkins misses a field goal that could have made it 16-10, giving Patrick Mahomes even more chance to panic. But no, he misses the field goal, giving life to Patrick Mahomes, because I think he scored a touchdown on that next drive. So, and then of course the play calling on the other side, when I had my notes here. And if I'm shifting, sorry, I'm trying to adjust the camera here. Sorry about that. That's another thing. The play calling, you cannot beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and teams like that with field goals. You could not. You had to dial up better play calls. You had a few, drives in the red zone, and you only come away with 3. That is inexcusable. Ron Rivera, Scott Turner. That is inexcusable. Jack Del Rio, you should be fired. I'm sick and tired of Ron Rivera saying we're not going to make any changes. I don't really want to see Landon Collins. The defense was, the secondary was sickening yet again. Landon Collins giving up, what basically Washington had rushing, gave up rushing touchdowns. The front seven, they got back there, I think, in my opinion, Chase Young has had the game of the, his game of the season. He had, big hits, had a sack. Granted, he forced a penalty, but still. So I really don't. This defense is always going to be questionable with Jack Del Rio and, them starting Landon Collins. Landon Collins is burnt toast. I'm sick of seeing him. Cameron Curl did have a few, a big, knock away. Bobby McCain, I think, had the interception. No, Kendall Fuller had the interception. I think Bobby McCain had the other. So at least those guys, they're solid. They were solid. Kendall Fuller was solid. Ricky Seals-Jones got some redemption on the Chiefs by scoring a touchdown. That touchdown that gave the Washington the lead 13-10. But after that, Patrick Mahomes giving them a second to life after that. Dustin Hopkins missed field goal, and then the Chiefs were just able to run away with it. So another tough loss, another pill to swallow. I don't know what to say anymore. Who do they play next week? I know they play Halloween weekend, so we'll have to wait and see. So I don't know what to say at this point. I think also Taylor Heineke is not the answer at quarterback. He did next to nothing. I don't know. Again, back to the play calling. Ron Rivera, they were taking deep shots in the first half and at the beginning of the third quarter, but they just were non-existent in late third quarter and into the fourth. They were playing so conservative that it was annoying. It was so annoying. I was like, what the heck? What the heck? Why are you playing conservative in this, once the Chiefs scored a touchdown, it was like, all right, let's put our heads down, accept the loss. Accept the loss, Washington. That's what they were saying. Let's just accept the loss. So, Taylor Heineke is not the answer at quarterback, is not the future at this point. I don't want to hear any, it's just one game. No, he had 2 games where he tried to, he had a chance and he couldn't do anything. I know it's unfair, but, he's a solution for now. He's just a gap quarterback. I think Washington should look at drafting a quarterback next year. So, alrighty, guys, that'll do for this video. Let me know what you guys thought about Washington's performance. I think it was just a disappointing loss all around, especially with what Washington was doing in the first half with that incredible touchdown to Ricky Seals-Jones, a 39-yard touchdown grab. Terry McLaurin had an okay game, but it was very, silent in the second half. Let me see. Who were standout performances today? There was Terry McLaurin that I thought it was pretty decent. Ricky Seals-Jones had an awesome game. What else? Who else? Kendall Fuller got an interception on Patrick Mahomes. Kendall Fuller there. Bobby McCain, got an interception. Chase Young and Montez Sweat both got sacks. So J.D. McKissick had a few impressive runs and big-time catches to extend drives, so I'm actually pretty impressed with J.D. McKissick. So those are the guys that were standout today. Let me know what you guys thought. Until then, guys, keep it real. I'll see you guys next time for the Real Madrid preview. Hopefully, I'll have a better setup in the next coming days or tomorrow because I have to do that preview tomorrow. But until then, guys, keep it real. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.